This is a 2014 Nissan Leaf, or in America it would be closer to 2015. And I have been driving for 1 year now. I'm about to do a 1 year review on this car, so let's get started, let's get going. And Tesla heads, don't get angry! I made almost exactly a year ago, I think back in May, last May, I made the first review video of this car and put it up on a previous YouTube channel of mine. And then I took that channel down, I think in September. It just wasn't working out for me, so I took the video down on that channel. And I reposted the video again in November on this current channel. So it has been a year since I've made my last review. Bought the car. We got the car just about right about now. Last year, end of April, we got the car. Been driving for about a year now. And if anybody of you that are subscribing to this channel of mine, know pretty much everything I'm going to talk about in this review probably already. You've heard it already. Some things might be new. Some things might be new. I'm not sure, but we'll see about that. For those of you who have never watched any of my videos before, and just curious what the lease condition is after a year of usage and things like that, I hope you enjoy this video. I also hope you enjoy enough that you subscribe and do watch my other videos, previous and ones to come. That's my intention. So I hope you do enjoy my video today, and hope I can do a worthy job. Last time I did a video, last time I did a review, I had, if you look at my comments on the last review I did, I can't remember, some captain, somebody, Larry or something, got pretty torqued off with me because I did give some wrong information. Well, not on purpose, I just got numbers mixed up in my head. Nothing too important. He got mad at me because I gave the wrong weight of the battery, I think it was, and things like that. And I got those numbers mixed up with other vehicles and stuff, I think. I don't know, I got the numbers wrong. Anyway, so I'm going to try to do a better job this time. Actually, I wrote everything down. I have everything written down, so I should be able to do a decent job today. For all you Tesla heads out there, I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to offend anybody out there that owns a Tesla. I love the car, and I think it's a great car, and that's why I am going to be using that as a vehicle to compare to with this in this review. The Tesla is an incredible piece of machinery, and I love it. It's not perfect, neither is this car, but I own this car. I have direct experience with this car. This is what I know, so this is what I'm going to talk about. So I will compare this car to a Tesla, and it might ruffle some feathers out there, but do know I love the Tesla. It would be a dream to own a car like that, but that's just not in my future ever, I think. Not with the job I have. So I own this, and this is what I like, and this is what I know, and this is what I'm going to talk about. So please, no haters out there. I don't mean to offend you. I really don't. Your car's great. It's just out of my price range. It's a 1%er. Sorry. So let's get going. All right, let's start off with the numbers first. Get those out of the way. This is a 2014 or 15 if you're in America, I guess. Nissan Leaf. I bought it a year ago. They came with these come with an 80 kilowatt, 110 horsepower motor, electric motor, with about 210 foot-pounds of torque. Not bad. The battery pack in all the models is a 24 kilowatt hour battery pack, which comes with 48 modules, 4 cells per module, which gives you a total of 192 cells on a battery pack. Now, it's a 24 kilowatt hour battery pack, but we're only getting about 20 kilowatt hours. Nissan automatically locks us out of 4 kilowatt hours just to protect the battery from overcharge and things like that. So that's what we got going. Comparing that to a, let's say a Model S, a Tesla Model S, 2012 to present, we'll go with the 85 model, because they've pretty much discontinued the previous models. Even 65 is gone now. Now they offer a 75 and an 85 and a P85. Let's go with the 85. The 85 is comes with a 310 kilowatt motor. That's a really powerful motor, with 416 foot-pounds of torque. I'm sorry, no. 443, sorry Larry. 443 foot-pounds of torque. Pretty much more than double what the torque is on this car. And has a 416 horsepower equivalence. So that's like almost 4 times the horsepower as this car, almost. So it's a very powerful motor in the Model S. The battery pack, I couldn't get the weight of it, but I do know some things. The battery pack is an 85 kilowatt hour battery pack, which means they probably get about 80 kilowatt hours out of that one. So that gives you, what is that, 4 times the amount of battery as what comes in this car. The drag coefficient of the Model S is 0.24. This car, from the 2012, I think it's 2012 and on, they actually lowered it by 0.1, so this car's actually got a little closer to it. This particular model is 0.28, and the drag coefficient of the 2010s and 11 models is 0.29. So they actually brought it down a little bit on this car. So this car is pretty aerodynamic, pretty good. There you go. Let's see. This car can go from 0-60 in about 9 seconds, 9.9. They say up here for unofficial time is 9.9 seconds. I don't remember what the official seconds is. On the Tesla, 0-60 is in on the P model, the performance model, 4.2 seconds. On the standard 85 model, 5.4 seconds. Wicked fast. Both of those times are more than enough. Because honestly, this car accelerates so beautifully. It feels like you're in a rocket in this car even. And so the Tesla Model S is a screamer. Really great car. So in these regards, as far as battery goes and range goes, the range on a Model S is 265 miles per charge. On this car, you're looking at a range of about, did I write it down? I didn't write it down, but I remember it off the top of my head. They say, as far as miles goes, on the new models, if you drive as careful as possible, you can get about 130 miles, I believe they say, on one charge. That's over here. Over in America, I think they say, what is it? 85 miles. I think that's what they rated at, 85 miles. It's a little bit better than the previous model. I didn't write that down for the American, sorry. As far as the Tesla goes, Tesla beats it again. But I think that's about it. As far as I'm concerned with owning this Leaf, that's where it ends, where the Tesla beats the Leaf. On range, on performance. That's where it ends. And then starting from where I'm going to start at, the Leaf is pretty much either the same or I think beats the Tesla in certain areas as well. Obviously, price is one area where it beats the Tesla Model S. We'll go into that in more detail in a few minutes. I guess I'll start with probably what's on most people's minds. The very first thing is battery. How's the battery after a year of driving? Excellent, actually. I did an experiment just recently, just after I just got the car back from its 1-year checkup, and I have a 13,127 kilometers showing on the odometer now after driving it for a year. Not anything fantastic by American standards, but by Japanese standards, pretty good. And I'm actually over my lease limit by 1,000 kilometers. So yeah, it's pretty good. And so since I got it back from the checkup, I have been driving it as like I've always driven it when I first got the car. And I know there's other people out there with there's a couple out there with an 18-month review, and they were bragging about how their mileage has actually gone up since they first bought the car, because they've learned about how to drive it and how it's different than a gasoline car, and they've actually got the range to go up. In my case, no such thing. I was already a pretty good hyper miler, just because gasoline is so expensive in this country, and I had a big gas guzzling vehicle, so I was always very careful about acceleration and driving, and I was kind of a hyper miler in a way. So mileage has always been, right from the very beginning, I had it to its peak ability. And I started doing it again. If you've been watching my videos, all you guys have been watching my videos, you saw a while back, especially when the temperatures got cooler, I got fed up with trying to hyper mile in this car with the colder temperatures. So I switched, and I started driving it like a normal car. And so I had to, my kilo, what's it say? How's it go? Yeah, my kilometers per kilowatt hour was pretty low at that time, because I didn't care. It's no big deal. But I wanted to go back to my driving like I originally did back when I first got the car, just so I could get a really good understanding of what my mileage is like, so I can do a really good calculation, really good computation, and see how my mileage has been affected by the battery over a year's time and everything, if it's gone down, degraded at all. And so yeah, so I've been driving it like I used to, and I think you're going to be happy to know. I think you're going to be excited to hear this. I have hardly any degradation. I do it every time. I have hardly any degradation to my battery. I have been driving it very carefully, and staying at the speed limit and accelerating slowly to speed like I did when I first got the car. And I've got my my kilometers per kilowatt hour back up to about 9.4. I'm showing 9.4 right now, and it says I can go 146 kilometers off of an 80% charge right now. 79% charge. I can go 100 and what did I just say? 146 kilometers, and it keeps going up the more I drive. So honestly, I think I do 150, and that was just like I could do last year when I first got the car. On a 79% charge, I could go about 160. I could go just 100 miles if I used the full battery until got almost to empty. From a 79% charge. So degradation, next to none. Maybe a 2 or 3 kilometer at the most degradation on range. That's it. So for you guys out there, I think that's promising news. I have leased by. I just got leased by the new version for iOS, so I can use it on my iPad. Amazing. It works great. Just checked my battery a while back. I think yesterday, and it was 94% on health after years of use, after 13,129 kilometers. And that's including 91 quick charges, rapid charges on that as well. So I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the condition of the battery. I know I said in a previous video I had only 76 charge. I got that once. I'm good at this. I'm good, guys. You have to catch me if you can, because I make these mistakes all the time. I was off of the EMV I test drove. The data, when I turned it on, when I first turned on the lease buy to my car, the data was not updated yet. So I thought it said 76 quick charges for this car, and it was actually 76 quick charges for the EMV. This car has 91 quick charges on it right now. I can show you that later. I will show you that later when I go through the features of this car. So battery performance is doing wonderful. The range on this car is doing great. I can take a trip. I can go easily 100 miles without having to stop, and that's off of 80% charge. 100% charge, I can go about, let's see, what's the furthest I've been able to do on 100% charge? I think the first I was able to do was one time when I went to Ito. The first time I went to Ito, I was able to do 100, and that was just with 2 adults and 1 child in the car. I was able to do 125 miles was what it said I could do on the range. So yeah, doing pretty good. The car's doing pretty good. Keep in mind that is because I live in Japan. Things are very different over here compared to America. Speed limit's the biggest thing. Very low speed limit. Even on our freeways, or what you call, they're not freeways, but our expressways, you're looking at top speed of only 80 kilometers an hour, which is, I think that's 55 miles an hour. So we don't have extremely high speeds over here we can travel at. As well as temperature is pretty mild in this country, even in the wintertime and summertime. Pretty mild. Not too super high, not too super cold. So that affects our range as well. We're in better shape than other people in other countries. Power on this car is smooth and quite nice from the lower, from 0 to about, from 0 to about 60, 65 kilometers an hour. You have a really nice power band right there. As a matter of fact, according to what I believe what I read from Nissan's own homepage at one point, they said from 0 to 30 miles an hour, it's the same acceleration as a Nissan GTR, which it feels like it. I mean, it has a really good torque, at the lower speeds, a pretty good torque on it. I'm impressed. So, as far as power goes, plenty of it. The top speed is not anything special, 93 miles an hour top speed. That's really nothing special, but it's more than enough for where I live, and I think it'd be more than enough for anybody else too as well. When Nissan first released these cars, back in 2010, or was it 2011? Pre-orders was 2010, maybe it was 2011 they started selling. Anyways, when they first released these cars, they pushed them as a daily commuter. Not for doing long distance trips, but just for the majority of your driving, what you need it for. And I still say, even today, that's a good way of using it. Just that's how we use it. Most of the time, we just drive it around and do our errands with it. And from 80% charge, we can get about 2 or 3 days use out of it before we need to charge again. We don't need to use a quick charger so often. It's a great with the power and everything. You have no problems with this little electric motor with the torque it has. You have no problems with driving around and having to change lanes quickly if you're in a city. It's plenty powerful. You feel plenty comfortable driving. You don't feel like you're in this underpowered, pathetic little golf cart fighting with the big boys out there. It's plenty of power. The comfort level is incredibly good in this car. The seats are really good, really comfortable, and the legroom is more than enough, both in the front and the back. I think it has a pretty good legroom for the size of car the category it's in. It's not a very wide car compared to let's say the Tesla Model S, but we're not touching. There's plenty of room for adults. I've actually had 5 adults in this car before, and it's doable. In the back, you're a little bit like this, but it is doable for short trips. So it is a 5-passenger car. I know a lot of people say, well, that's just ridiculous. How often do you use it? Actually, I'm finding out I'm using it a lot lately. Ever since my father-in-law passed away, I tend to take my mother-in-law with us shopping and stuff more often, so we have 5 people in the car. It is an important issue. A lot of cars out there, electric cars, competing with the Leaf, they're 4-passenger only. BMW i3, for example. You also, even though the Chevy Volt is not a pure electric, it is competing with the Leaf, and it's a 4-passenger only as well. And that's a big car. Another car, I think the Bolt that's coming out soon. I think the Bolt might be only a 4-passenger vehicle as well. I can't remember. So I do like that about this car. It is a 5-passenger car, just like the Tesla Model S. I like that. It's a compact car, but it can hold 5 people, and it holds them pretty comfortably. I have to say the seats are very comfortable, aren't they? Yeah, they are. And with the seat heaters in the wintertime, you're nice and toasty warm. Love the seat heaters. We love the seat heaters. And that just comes standard on this package. We bought the G package. So the seat heaters in the front and back were just standard. Unlike a Tesla, where if you want the seat heaters in the back, you have to pay for it. It's going to cost you. The winter package, and the winter package is not very cheap. Let's see what else. I have heated steering wheel as well for wintertime driving. Since I'm mentioning the seat heaters, might as well mention the steering wheel heater. Once again, I'm not throwing hate at you guys with the Teslas. I'm just comparing it to the Tesla. That's the car I want to compare it to, because that's that in America is considered the #1 electric car, so I want to compare my car to it. And the Tesla Model S doesn't even offer a heated steering wheel, and I like it. I like it. My father, absolutely, it's a necessity for him, because he has a rare condition where his blood actually thickens when it gets cold outside, and his hands turn purple. They literally turn purple. And so the heated steering wheel is an absolute necessity in the wintertime for my father, if he's able to move, if he wants to move his fingers and things like that. And so, yeah, I like that feature, and I like it just comes standard. See, also, besides the heated seats and the heated steering wheel, what else we have for kind of nice features to make your ride more comfortable? Let's see, what else? We have a really nice infotainment system built into our navigation system, including Bluetooth hands-free system, which is really nice. It just comes standard with the G package. When you get the G package, you get the what's it called again? What's that service they call? Car Wings. The Car Wings navigation system comes standard in the top line package, and I have to say it's top notch. That I never have a problem. It just, as soon as I get in, my phone automatically pairs to the Navi, and I can access all my internet radio stations I like to listen to. And I have different apps for different radio stations. So I know a lot of people, you know, I remember when I did my test drive in the Tesla with my wife, and while we were driving that big car in these really narrow streets, the guy was showing us on 21, oh, look at all these internet stations, like that was a big deal to him. And I was kind of chuckling, because I think pretty much any car out there, not just electric, but any car out there that has a Bluetooth connection can do that, because thanks to smartphones and apps, we now can do the same thing a Tesla can do with the internet radio. So I just thought it was kind of funny, because we're busy trying to drive this just a really wide car for these narrow streets over here, and we're in this car, we're nervous driving it, and because we're in a strange area I've never been in before, and this guy's like, look at this. Oh my God, I can't look at you right now. Sorry. That was so funny. That's over the internet. And I was thinking to myself, of all things, the internet radio, I'm sorry, but that's not impressive anymore. It's been out for a while now. But yeah, so I got, the infotainment system is really great. Now, something I have on my car that maybe other people don't have on their cars is I have a TV tuner. Actually, a full high-definition digital TV tuner built into this car. It was originally meant for when you go plug in and charge, you have a TV you can watch. There's no DVD player built into it, but you can watch TV, and it's digital, it's high def, so it's pretty nice. We use it all the time. My children love watching the cartoons or TV when we're charging, and I have my iPad, which is just as good as that 21-inch display, right? So I use this, and I do. We have two iPads, and we do our, my wife and I do our emails and internet checks, and Google search or whatever we have to do while we're charging, and the kids are watching a TV show. But recently, I purchased a kit. They call it TV navigation kit, and what it does is it tricks the head unit into thinking your parking brake is on even while you're driving. So you have access to TV while you're driving, or you can actually, what's most important to me while I'm driving is I can operate all my navigation controls without having to pull over and stop. I can actually do it while I'm driving, which is nice. So that's a feature that I guess we have over here that some other countries don't have, I found out. I assume they all had the TV tuners, because you're only allowed to watch when you stop the car. So if you're parked, you can watch it. I was able to bypass it with a special kit over here, but I figured it was just standard on all the cars. I found out differently. I guess it's not. So anyway, that's one I really do like the infotainment system on this car. I like the steering on this car. The steering wheel is really nice for comfort as well. I have access to all my controls. I have there's that famous blue button at the top on the left-hand side of my steering wheel. Above all my other buttons, I have this blue button. If I push that, it'll actually tell me my range I can go right now, my current range, how far I can go. And I have a white area and I have a gray area. The white area is how far I can go and come back in that white area. The gray area is how far I can go one way, how far I can go. And I just love that. That's just really nice. I remember Elon Musk just put out a tweet a while back saying he's going to take care of what they call range anxiety. Range anxiety is going to be a thing of the past. That was his cryptic tweet he put out, and everyone's all excited, like, what is he going to do, what's he going to do? And it turned out it was a software update, and it was going to give people, the Tesla owners, access to different information so they have more information available. And the funny thing is this navigation, Nissan kind of gets beamed on it for, because the size of the display, but actually the navigation has a lot of good information on it, and we've always had access to a lot of that stuff. There's a few things that they did do on the Tesla that we don't have access to, but we have access to a lot of things. Like, it'll tell us how far we're going to go. It'll even tell us where the nearest chargers are before a battery. There's no way you're going to run out of juice, because the car knows, the navigation knows how far you can go, and it's keeping a good eye on it. And if it thinks you're going to be going out of range of a charger, it'll let you know. It'll let you know, and it'll tell you you might not make it to your destination without charging. So there's no range anxiety at all in these cars at all, because thanks to that blue button, other buttons on the navigation system lets you know everything's going on. I even have I have access to a button on my Navi that'll even tell me what chargers are being used at the time, so I won't be surprised when I show up and like, oh, somebody's using it, I gotta wait an extra 30 minutes, or there's a line of cars even. This Navi will tell me, it's only with the Nissan dealership chargers, but it'll tell me if they're being used or not. It's pretty nice. We tried it out once, and it worked. It did what it said it was doing, and it was nice. I like that feature. So range anxiety is kind of that's a moot point anyways, if you ask me, because anybody that's owned any kind of an EV for a while, you learn what your car's limitations are, and so after about a month of driving, you don't have the range anxiety anymore, because you know what you can do and what you can't do. Especially, I have a Leaf. I have one of the, except for the BMW i3, I have one of the shortest range cars out there, and right from the very beginning, I never had range anxiety. We were worried about it, because that's all you ever hear. It's all you ever hear on the news, range anxiety, blah, 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 you're not going to make it, and stuff like that. And so we did what Nissan offers over here is really cool, is they offer a 1 month, what they call a monitor program, where they'll just give you a car for a whole month, and you can try it out for a whole month. They're that sure that once you try it, you're going to be hooked and you're going to buy it. So they'll let you try it for a whole month, and you can do whatever you want with it. We didn't even have to do that. We borrowed one for a whole day, and that's all we needed. We were sold, because we knew immediately, well, this is what we do every day. This is the kind of driving we do every day. There was more than enough juice. It wasn't even when they gave us the car, it wasn't even 80% charged at the time, and we had more than enough to do all the stuff. We went to Tokyo, came back, and we still had juice left. It was amazing. It was just, no problems at all. Nissan has been very aggressive with getting the infrastructure set up for businesses. They're trying to sell these trucks and vans, electric trucks and vans to the businesses, and they need an infrastructure that can handle it. So they've been very aggressive. So we have over 6,000 chargers in this little country alone. 6,000, guys. And that's not including all the slow chargers. That's 6,000 Nissan dealership quick. No, wait, I'm sorry, take that back. Over 3,000 Nissan dealership quick chargers, and another 3,000 of other locations, of other dealerships, or at highway stops, convenience stores, malls. So we have over 6,000 chargers now. More coming even. They're promising to double that by next year again. And so we have an incredible infrastructure where there is no anxiety range, and there's really no need for even a 200-mile range electric car over here. When you have that kind of infrastructure, 140 miles is plenty, really. I mean, it'd be nice out of 200. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy a car with extra range, because that would be wonderful. But I'm saying it's not an issue because the infrastructure is so well done over here. So I like to think of Japan as being the model of what the future will be like in America, hopefully soon, in Europe and South America, and South, Africa, or Russia, or wherever. I'd like to think we are a great working model. We can show everybody it is possible, it can be done, and this is what happens. It makes these electric cars totally viable when you have an infrastructure set up like it is over here. But they don't have the obstacles they have over in America. Over in America, Nissan doesn't own the dealerships. Those are what do they call them? Not franchise, but those are privately owned places, and they go through the dealership. So go through the company, and so Nissan can't force them to put a charger in like they can over here. Nissan owns all the Nissan dealerships, so Nissan Corp can put the charger in, and they won't say no to them or anything like that. So it is a different story in other countries, and I understand that. Yeah. So anyway, the range anxiety should not be an issue for any EV owners, what I'm trying to say. And so I thought it was kind of silly. I think Elon Musk did that just because the people don't own EVs, they don't know better. Anybody that owns an EV, whether it's a Leaf or BMW i3, Renault, whatever that thing is, Zoe, any of those cars, any of those cars out there, you should be, after driving a few weeks, you should be totally fine. I mean, range is not an issue on these cars. It just depends on where you live, though. I mean, range can be a bigger issue for some people than others. But if you're buying the car for like everyday driving, that's like more, like 98% of your driving, 99% of your driving. This car is gonna be fine. This car is gonna do it just fine. I understand it's kind of a lot of money to put into a car that that you can't take long trips in if you're living in the Midwest or certain other areas of the world. But with the tax rebates you get from your governments, depending on where you live, like Norway, huge tax rebates. I mean, what is a car free pretty much when you get it? I don't know. There's huge rebates from that country. But like in America, you get $7,500 back from the government, federal government, and also depending on where you live, you might get money from the state and the city as well. So by the time you get all your tax refunds, the car isn't much difference in price than a car comparable to it in a gasoline model. Once again, your range is going to be not as good, right? So what they do to make up for that is give you these nice features, like I just mentioned, some of these things. The navigation system it comes with, the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, the plug, USB plug-in standard, all these little creature comforts they give you to kind of make up for the fact that the car doesn't have the same range for a comparable price vehicle to gasoline model. Steve, maybe I go over some of the options that I put into this car as well. I kind of fully loaded it with all the options over here. Let's start off with the options on the outside of the car. Outside of the car, the options are, I bought a special locking cover that will lock my charger in at my house so no one will run off of my charge cable. Because over here, the charge cables they just plug into a 220 volt outlet on the outside of your house, and the whole charging thing is on a block that's built onto the cable, so someone could easily just walk away with it. And these cables are not cheap. I bought also one of my options I bought was an extra long cable. It's a 15-meter cable, super long cable, so I can pretty much reach anywhere I park around my house. I can pretty much reach my electric car and plug in. That was a $600 option, I think. Kind of a hefty option. That's why I wanted to get that cover to lock it in. Don't want to lose a $600 cable. Not really. So that's two of my options I got. Another one is the glowing blue rings around the fog lamps on the bottom of the car. I thought those were pretty cool looking. I see it on some other Nissan vehicles they have out there, and I thought, oh, that looked nice on this car. And sure enough, I thought it made a nice accent point. Another thing option I bought for the outside of the car is that glowing Nissan emblem on the front of the car is my favorite. That's one of my favorite spots on the car, on the outside, is that glowing emblem. And what happens when we bought the car, they had a campaign going where we got $2,000 worth of options included in the car. It was like another way of trying to get us to buy the car. And so I put the money into those outside options. Most of the money went to those things. I also did kick plates on the front and back, and those kick plates are pretty cool because in the front they glow. It says zero emission on them. I think in American get the same thing, but it says Leaf, which I wish I could have gotten that instead. I care less about the zero emission logo, but whatever. It's still pretty cool looking at night because they glow. I also got another option I got for interior of the car. Well, actually it's exterior. Is when I put the car into reverse, my left-handed mirror automatically angles down for like parallel parking and things like that, which is really nice, and so I like that. So it automatically angles down when I go reverse, and when I put it back in the drive or park, it goes back to its normal position. That's a nice feature. Another option I got for the interior is my floor lights. I can actually change the color. I think I have 8 or more different colors I can choose from, assorted colors I can choose from, and I can also put on a mode and it'll automatically oscillate through the different colors on its own. It's pretty cool. I also got lights in my cup holders, which is really cool. And if you put like a water bottle in the cup holder, it'll make it glow blue. It's pretty cool looking. I like that. What's another option? Indoor option. What do we get? I also got the TV kit, what I mentioned earlier, so we can access the navigation, watch TV while we're driving. I got really nice floor mats for the car, really nice. They even have little plates on them that says, I think, Nissan Leaf on them. Really nice looking floor mats. You can't see them; they're underneath my plastic mats on top to protect them because they're too nice to just let them go. Another option I got was I have remote control side mirrors from outside, so every time I lock the car, they fold up automatically. Very nice feature, especially in this country when parking spaces are so narrow at malls and things like that. So that was really nice. What else did I get for options? Help me out here. I got so many I can't remember them all off the top of my head. What other option, babe? I don't think I went through them all. I've got so many options. It can't be all of them. Oh, outlet. Got a 100 watt outlet for plugging in like a computer or even DVD player if you want to. I got an outlet on the side of the car. That's a pretty nice feature. That's pretty new. Yeah, all kinds of options. I can't remember them all. I fully loaded this car with all the options. With all those options included with what the car comes with standard, it feels really luxurious. It's a really nice feel. You have a... Where's that paper?
What is it?
That paper. The paper.
Oh no, the pink one, right?
Yeah, the pink paper. Where did I put this thing? I have that information. 400. You have almost a 500 kilogram battery underneath that. I see. I'm not getting it wrong, aren't I? I'm getting it wrong. I think it's almost 500 pound battery.
I don't have it.
Where's my paper? Yeah, I thought I had 2 more options. One option is ETC, electronic toll collection. That was a nice option. That makes it so I don't have to stop. And that's a big deal with electric cars. You know, you want to keep cruising. You don't want to do stops, especially when you're going to those highway speeds. You don't want to be stopping and having to accelerate to the highway speed again. So with the electronic toll collection, I have to slow down to go to the gate, but I don't have to stop completely. So that helps a lot for that. Another option is my horn. I changed my horn. Did not like the puny little crappy horn they put in it, and I upgraded to a much more bassier, higher decibel horn. So a little more respectable horn. Get a little more respect with it. Okay. So those are the options. The trunk on these cars, I mean, it's a little hatchback, but the trunk is ridiculously huge to me. Beautiful trunk in this car, especially on the later models. When they did those minor changes on 2012 and up, they took that they took the I think that was either the inverter or the charger. They took it out from the back and they put it into the engine compartment. So now it's much more room even than before. And it's a deep trunk, and it's a pretty good sized trunk. And when we take trips and stuff as a family, plenty of room for all of our goods, all of our things. So I have to say the trunk space and the leg room is really good, and the headroom too is pretty good in this car, even in the back. Not bad, not bad. It's quite a nice sized car. Quite a nice sized car for its outside size appearance. Actually, this car is a little longer than my previous car. I had a Honda Edix. It was a 6-passenger car actually, and it was wide, a little wider than this car, but actually it was shorter than this car. This car is a little longer than the Edix, so it's a little long of a car, I guess, compared to some other compact cars out there. But it's okay. It's got a pretty good turn radius. The feel of the steering when you're driving, not very natural at all. But like I've said before many times, in this day and age, what car has natural feeling anymore? They've all got electric power assisting, with hydraulic power steering as well. So you have pretty much no tactile feedback from the tires at all, pretty much anymore. So there you go. I think it's fine. It doesn't. It's fine. I don't get any feedback when I'm going around corners and at fairly high speeds. I can't really feel what the tires are thinking. But you know, with a quiet car like this is, you can definitely hear the feedback from the tires. Much easier than with an engine car, especially if you're going, you know, low gear. This car doesn't have any gear. It's the beauty of that. So yeah, I just use that. I don't have a feel in the handle so much when I'm doing corners and stuff. But you know me too. Anymore at my age, I am not a speed racer anymore. The way I drive my cars, and nobody's gonna let me in. Thank you for your politeness, people. I'm at a T-junction right now, and I just got blocked. I have to say, after driving this car for a while, not only do I like the smoothness of the gear ratio on this system. It doesn't have a transmission. But it does have a little bit of a gearbox that goes through from the motor to the wheels, and so it's a 1-speed, and it's just I just love it. I love the feel of it. It's a real good gear ratio, and it's real smooth, and it's got a nice power band to it. But also what I like about driving this car is its quietness. Sometimes you want the horsepower, you know, the big engine noise with the horsepower and stuff. This isn't that kind of car. This is not a sports car. It's not meant to be a sport. It's a daily commuter. And for a daily commuter, you don't really want the noise, and I don't appreciate the noise in this kind of car. So I love how quiet this car is. Extremely quiet and comfortable, and it's a real big bonus. Along with that low center of gravity, that heavy battery in this, which I remember earlier, I was looking for that paper, and let me see if I can find it. Okay, there we go. So the weight of the battery, I did write it down. This battery is a 24 kilowatt hour battery pack. And it weighs 218 kilograms, which is 480 pounds. There we go. I knew I made a mistake earlier. I knew it. So it's a 480 pound battery, but it's right. It starts at my knees, where my knees are, and it goes back to the back of your back seat. And so it's right at the very bottom. It lowers the center of gravity extremely low, and it stiffens up the chassis really well. It makes your chassis even extra stiff, like a sports car. And so it does feel like a sports car. It's the funny thing about electric cars. They have excellent handling. They glide over bumps and potholes and stuff really quite nicely. It's not very jarring, and also because that low center of gravity, they have excellent traction and grip when you're in corners and things like that. So it is true about that. So I just have to say, driving this car is just really quite nice. It's got a luxury car feel. I've said it before in the first review, and I'll say it again. You slam the doors in this car, there's no body roll, there's no shaking at all. It feels like almost like a luxury car. And I've driven a lot. I owned a BMW 3 Series. I had a 318i, and it has that feel in some ways. And the newer model BMWs definitely has the same feel as newer model BMWs. I like that. I like that for this car, for the price range it's in and stuff. It's a really nice luxurious feeling. So great driver. Let's see here. I know, guys, I'm all over the place. I keep losing my train of thought. I apologize. So, yeah, let's see. Getting back to this, let's move on. Let's segue into. See if I can segue into the next segment of this test. I've talked about the drive. The drive is great. Visibility is wonderful. Comfort is extremely good. Love the quietness and the power. Talked about my options. Let me tell you, those options are awesome. At night, I love the way this car looks at night. It's just beautiful, gorgeous. I turn heads everywhere I go. The wheels on the 2012s and up, I love these new custom wheels that come with the G package. I know over in America, when you buy the top of line model, it's not called G, I can't remember what it's called, SLE or whatever it is. Over in America, you get like tons of really cool stuff. You get a 6.6 kilowatt charger standard. We don't get that over here. It's strictly only 3.3 kilowatt. There is no option for a 6.6 even over here. You get a 6.6, you get leather package. I could have had the leather package. Once again, that doesn't come standard, but it is an option, but I chose not to go with the leather because I don't like wintertime it being so cold and I don't like summertime being so hot. I like the cloth preferred. I understand my friend always complains about, well, if you sweat too much, the cloth can start to stink, but when it gets really hot, I put towels down to help protect it from that. But yeah, I like the cloth. I prefer the cloth. You get all kinds of cool things. What else did you guys get with the top of the line model over there? It's pretty loaded. I used to be jealous until I found out that for stuff that I don't get over there, I have stuff that you guys don't have. So I mean, it balances out, doesn't it? Like one of the features I told you earlier was a TV tuner built into this car. It's a nice feature. Another thing that we have is called we have a 24-hour customer service built right into our navigation system. So let's say I'm running low on juice and I have no idea if I can make it. I can call the operator and say, hey, help me find a place. Maybe they know something I don't know about charger. Like there's no charge showing up on my display, but they have access to other bits of information. Maybe they can help find me a charger that is not showing up on my display. Or I run out of juice for some stupid reason. I do something stupid, like that last trip I took to Ito where I decided to go up a mountain with only 47% battery, and let's say halfway up that mountain I run out of juice. I call that, I push the button and I can tell them I'm out of juice, I need a tow truck, and they will send a tow truck free of charge to either, some of the tow trucks have a built-in quick charger and they can charge your battery up in 15-20 minutes, right up to 80%, or if they don't have that, they'll tow you to the closest charge point and leave you there. It's all free as part of the service I get with this car. I can also ask for directions. I can hit that button and ask them to show me how to get somewhere, and I can show you right now. I can give you a sample right now. Let's see, where should I go? How about Skytree? Everybody knows Skytree, right? Let's see. So I just push the button. It works like a regular telephone because it has a built-in SIM card into the car.
お電話です。金安松本です。
場所教えてください。
はい、どうぞ。
スカイツリーください。スカイツリー、東京スカイツリー。
東京スカイツリーをお待ちくださいませ。こちらまでは有料道路はご利用でしょうか？
一般道路で。
一般道路でお待たせいたしました。それでは東京都墨田区押上にございます東京スカイツリーを目的地に一般道路優先で設定いたします。ありがとうございました。
はい、どうも。
東京スカイツリーを目的地に設定します。
Just like that. Yeah, that's all I had to do. And now it's setting up the Navi to take me, and he asked me if I want to take the highways. I said no, I want to go the back roads. And so he programs it how I want it to be programmed. It's pretty nice service, and I can use it for anything. Let's say I'm not feeling well. I feel like really dizzy, or maybe I'm having like heart problems. Like I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I don't know, whatever. You're having health issues. You need to call an ambulance. You can call that number. I mean, it's quicker than a quick dial on your phone. It's just a really nice feature. There we go. You think? It's telling me all the traffic now. So now I have to turn her off. I just wanted to show you guys how it worked. Now I have to go into my menu and turn it off. Oh, that's not it. Try again. So that's a cool feature. I really like that feature. I know some of you guys don't have that out there. Anybody out there from Russia, Taiwan, Thailand, China, Argentina, South Africa, Norway, UK, any of you guys out there watching this, please let me know if you have that feature. I don't know if it's only Japan. Maybe somewhere else out there has it too. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So please let me know. I like that feature. It's one of the features we have in Japan. I understand when I'm doing this review, I'm trying to hit both sides. I'm trying to give this review for the people living over here, but I'm also trying to get a review for people living in other countries that don't have some of the same things like our infrastructure or some of the gadgets we have. I just want to let you know that I still feel like if I was living in America, I would still probably most likely purchase this car, even living in America. Even living in the Midwest, where it's the most neglected part of America for charging stations, because I've been driving, especially now, I've been driving this car for a year, and I've seen what its limitations are and what it can do, and I have to say, what it's capable of doing far outweighs what it's not capable of doing, as far as I'm concerned. And I love the fact that it's not putting out pollution into the air. I hate sitting in traffic with all this exhaust hitting my face. I hate it. I think these ICE cars are just, we're poisoning ourselves with these things, with the constant breathing of the toxins out of those, fumes out of the tailpipes. And I love the fact that this thing doesn't do it. At least doesn't have any emissions coming out of its tailpipe. I'm not saying this thing's pollution free. I'm not saying that at all. But it doesn't put out the kind of pollution that I have to deal with when I'm stuck in traffic with all the ICE cars around me. I'm not, this car is not making any fumes for people to breathe like that. So I like that about this car, and I think its range, like let's say heavy-footed driver in America, you get about 75-mile range on one charge from 100%. That's more than enough, even for America, for most of our driving. It really is. America's a spread-out country, but not that spread out. That's more than enough for daily driving. So I'm really impressed with this car. Really great for that. All right, let's see. What else do I need to talk about? So that's the thing I said about the navigation system as well as the TV tuner. That's something that the Tesla Model S doesn't even have. It's a $100,000 car. I have to say, looking at price ways, okay, Tesla Model S is definitely a superior car. Hands down, it's a $100,000 car. It's superior to this car. It's a great car, and I love it. If I could afford it, I would buy it in a heartbeat. So don't hate on me. But having said that, this car, in the price range, for what I pay for, I'm getting a lot of car for what I pay for with this car. I'm getting a lot of car. I'm getting a car that it's quite capable in this country for anywhere I want to go. I can go anywhere in this car and not worry about it, anywhere in this country. Range is not an issue. For what you get for the price, this car is loaded, man. It's loaded. I've got the seat heaters, I got the cruise control, I've got the hands-free controls, I've got everything, plus some. I've got the operator service, I've got the 24-hour tow service, I've got the TV tuner, so I can watch TV in here. Everybody complains about my screen size, and even my wife and I agree that, this is I think it's an 8-inch display. It's a little teeny. It is a little teeny, but it's not. Come on, I'm not. It's not so teeny like I'm having to squint or move closer to look at it to see where I'm at. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. I mean, it's really not a bad size, but I would like maybe a 9-inch. I think 9 would be perfect. 21-inch to me is gimmicky with the Tesla. It's great. It looks really cool. But it's a little bit it's overkill. Okay, that's too big. I mean, not too big, but I mean, that size is great and all, but you don't need it that big. 9-inch or 10-inch is more than enough for everyday life. Anyway, that's just my opinion, I suppose. I mean, that is my opinion. So if you disagree, that's fine. But please don't hate. Please don't hate. I'm just talking about what I have. Okay, guys. I can't say it too many times, I guess. I love the Tesla. I just can't afford it. The other thing, the nice thing about this car is running costs. Once again, comparing to the Model S, car insurance. Over here, full coverage car insurance for the Model S is $4,500 a year. That works out to about between $350 and $400 a month. That's a car payment. That kind of monthly payment, I could buy another car. I could have another car for that amount. That's almost the same price as what I'm paying for this car per month. Almost, a little under. You know, that's a car payment. This car, full coverage for a whole year is, what was it? What did we pay? $500, I think, for the whole year. Maybe a little less than that. A little less than $500 for the whole year. For the whole year, $500. The reason why is these cars are steel body, not aluminum. And so when they get in accidents and things, it's not so pricey to repair. Aluminum's a little bit, it's pretty expensive to repair aluminum bodies. And so, yeah, it makes it cheaper having the steel body on it. Tires are cheaper. These are nice wheels and stuff, but Tesla's got the awesome big wheels on them, big nice low profile tires, but you have to pay for those. That's a little over $2,000 to replace the tires on that car. And with that car, with that torque and that horsepower, I guarantee you go through tires pretty quick in that car compared to me. I'm 1 year now, and my tires are still looking almost brand new. They're looking really great because I on purpose accelerate slowly. I try to save my tires because even on this car, let's be honest, this car, I think my tires are going to cost probably about about 150 each, probably about 150 bucks each for a tire, and that's still a lot of money by my book. So yeah, I'm trying to save them as much as possible so I don't use my torque and I don't floor it too often. And so yeah, there you go. So as far as running costs go on this car, much lower than a Model S. Okay. One nice thing about all electric cars is they all have very low maintenance. No oil change, no belts, no plugs, so maintenance is very low. All you pretty much have to worry about are tires, your 12-volt battery, and fluids. Make sure your radiator fluids are tapped up. That's about it. There's not even much for hoses. Just a few hoses just a couple hoses to run the coolant through your motor and your battery, your BMS system, battery management system. On the Leaf, we don't have a battery management system. It's air cooled, so that's kind of a nice feature of the Leaf too, because that cuts the cost of the car. Battery management systems are quite expensive, and the Tesla has to have it because they have a better, superior battery as far as durability goes in the Leaf. However, it's also more volatile. It has a thermal runaway problem, so it definitely has to be liquid cooled and also be warm in the wintertime. And so I kind of like that about this Leaf. The Leaf, the battery might not be as durable as the Tesla Model S, but it's definitely more durable as far as you're never gonna have to worry about a thermal runaway with the Leaf battery. So it's a safer battery as far as that goes. Yeah. Let's get into the cool stuff. Now let's get into the stuff that's kind of freaking futuristic, which is some stuff that I love about it. I've always been a tech junkie. That's the kind of personality I am. I love cars, don't get me wrong. I love horsepower and I love cars, but I also love gadgets and technology, and this car is definitely the epitome of both to me. It's got some pretty cool high-tech features. One thing I like about it that's so futuristic is just the sound it makes. It has this high-pitched whistle. It's something like my friends that I gave a ride to. I made a video a while back, and I gave them some rides. They've never been in an electric car before, and I gave them a ride in the car, and they love the torque. They have never even wait till they try a Tesla, right? But anyways, in this car, they were just loving the torque. They were just loving it. It was so much fun. They were just having a blast in this car. Just it was hilarious watching their faces. And one of my friends, he says it reminded him of Knight Rider, the kit car. It has that same unique high-pitched like a jet engine noise to it. It's pretty cool. It's really cool sound. Very futuristic sounding to me, and I love that. Now let's get into the gadgets part of it. This car is, by all definition, pretty much, it's a mobile Windows computer. This works on a Windows OS pretty much, and it's pretty much all fly-by-wire technology in this car. It is fly-by-wire technology in this car. There are no mechanical linkage to anything. It's all electronic. It's like you could, if you wanted to, you could probably remote control with the electronic steering assist. You could probably even remote control this car to a point. Pretty much what Elon Musk does with his Tesla Model S with the autopilot mode, where you can have the car, change lanes and stuff like that. He uses the fly-by-wire technology. This car's got pretty much the same system in it, so that's really cool. That's something unique with these cars, with the electric cars. It's something unique to them only. It's some of the features that I'm about to go over. Gasoline cars don't have all the things I'm going to be talking about. One of my favorite things is my app on my phone. My phone app. Let's see if I can pop it up. Shouldn't be doing this while I'm driving. Anyways. This app here. I love it. I have access to everything on my car pretty much that I need to know. I from anywhere I'm at, because it's through the how to say, the Nissan servers. It's not through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It's through their servers. It's cellular network. From anywhere I'm at, I can access the car and find out what the battery level is at, or I can turn on the heater if it's cold out, or I can turn on the air conditioning if it's hot out, and have the car ready for me when I get out to it. I can turn on the seat heaters by remote control. I can turn on the steering wheel heater the steering wheel heater is automatic. If it's really cold out, it has a thermostat, it knows, and the steering wheel will, if you turn the heater on, the steering wheel will come on automatically as well. But if you have the switches turned on your seat heaters, it'll also activate those and preheat your seats as well before you get out to the car. That's a nice feature. I love that. I love that. I love being able to also plan a trip from either home on the computer, home computer, or from my phone or from my iPad, and I can plan a trip on there, and it'll through Nissan's server, they'll bring up a map and they'll show me my route, what it's planning on doing, and I can see all the charge points, and I can decide whether I want to use those charge points or not, and I can change the route a little bit if I want to, and things like that. I love that. I love that feature. And when I get done, I can just send the route wirelessly over to the car. The car, when I get into the car next time, the navigation will have the route waiting for me. There is one problem. I have been having trouble with that. It turns out it takes a little while longer for the Nissan servers to upload the information to the computer inside the car. Sometimes I'll get into the car like even a day later, and they still haven't uploaded it. You have to have the car on, I guess. And if the car's not on, and then once you turn it on, it could take between 15 to 30 minutes, it looks like, before the data gets uploaded to the computer. So something you have to look out for. You can't just jump in the car, turn on, it's not always going to be there right away. Sometimes it is. It just might be good timing, and it'll be there after you turn on the car. But I've been finding I have to wait a while or fight with it trying to find it, So yeah, but I can do it. That's cool. That's really cool. I can also start charging. I can set my charge timers from remote control. I can even set, can I set my air conditioning timer as well? Yes, I can even set timers on my heaters and air conditioner. So when I come out to the car, I know what time I'm going to get off work. I can preset it, so I'll say I'll be off work at 5 o'clock or something. So it only takes a few minutes to get out to the car. So the car will start before 5 and have it preheated. By the time I get out to the car, it's all nice and toasty warm, or nice and cool if it's summertime. Love it. Love that feature. That's so cool. It just comes standard on any of the cars, and it starts in the medium grade. Medium grade has the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, and the car wings, and so is the upper grade. So only the low grade doesn't have that feature, but the medium grade and the high grade, the two grades, do have that feature. It's nice. I love that. I love that feature. Another thing I like about it is I get all kinds of really cool information. I can go online, and it's constantly sending to my account on Nissan server all my drive information. I can see how I'm driving, how much regen I'm getting, how much power I'm putting back into the batteries on a trip, and I can try to improve it. It's like a game to me. I love it. I had it up to 9.8 a second ago. It dropped down to 9.7 right now on my kilometers per kilowatt hour. But I love playing it. It's like a game to me. Like how good can I get it, and how much higher can I get my range on one charge? And that information I get on their homepage through the server, when I get home on the computer, the CarWings information, it's valuable for me to see what I can do to improve my driving and my range. It's pretty cool. I love that feature. Another feature I love about this car is I have 2 charge timers, and I also have two timers for my climate control system that I can pre-program inside the car, and that's a really nice feature. I love it. So with the charge timers, I can set up a timer for every day of the week, or maybe just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or just Saturday and Sunday, whatever it is. I can set it up for whatever days I want it, and I can tell it how much I want to charge to, 80% or 100%, and I can even tell it what time I want to start. Okay, I'm going to be home for sure between 11 and this or something. And especially for me, we have a special program over here with electricity after 11 at night is 70% off. It's a 70% reduction in cost. So I can charge this car from 0 to 100%. It only costs me like a little over $1. It's literally just a little over $1 to full charge a car. And on a full charge, I can go about, with this kind of drive I'm doing right now, I can go about 140 miles on one charge. And that's crazy. That really works out to like really good fuel economy. I can't do it in my head. I'm not like some of those people out there that can, but that's crazy good and very cheap. So that's really cool. I love the timers, and I'm just using one. I mean, 2 timers is amazing. I suppose that the second timer would be for if you need to charge it when you're at work. I don't do that because my work is at my home. So cool. I love the 2 timers for that. You also have 2 timers on the climate control. Once again, so cool. If you have a 9 to 5 job, you can have a timer for the morning and a timer for the evening, and that's really nice. Oh, beautiful feature. I love that. That's really cool. And I think that's kind of something that only the EVs have available to them. Definitely, that's something only EVs have available to them, and that's really nice. I know Tesla offers it too, but my humble little car has the same feature. It's really cool. So I do love those features. I also like the feature I have on this car. I heard from a lot of people in America, they said the second generation, they took the feature out where you could tell the charger to stop charging at 80%, and they took it out. They claim like they only can charge 100. I was told the opposite from my dealer over here. He said the second generation, they made it more easy to do it in a way. What you do is you go into you hit the little zero emission button, and they'll go in I think you don't go in the CarWings, you go into the button to the right of that, click on that, and you scroll down, there's a thing that says battery save, and you turn that on, and it won't allow the car to charge past 80%. As a matter of fact, I barely make 80% when it does that. It's actually really, truly 79% I charge up to. It doesn't even really get to the 80% mark. And I thought the new generation, all the new Leafs had that. I don't know, maybe it's only in Japan though. I like that feature. It's a really nice feature. So, yeah. And another really cool thing about the technology in this car is what I like that's so futuristic is I have 3 lights on my dashboard right against the front windshield. And I think that is so cool, and I love that. I love it. I love it. I have 3 lights, and they tell me a lot. They give me a lot of information before I get into the car. They let me know when my climate control system is on. It lets me know that I'm heating the car or cooling the car before I get into the car. I know it's been activated. They tell me the state of charge while I'm charging. They'll let me know if it's waiting to charge. It's not going to charge right away. Like, it lets me know if the timer's turned on, so it's not charging yet. It's waiting to be charged. So, because sometimes I forget and I don't. There's a bypass button to bypass the timer. If you push that button, then you can charge. Like, you go to a mall or you plug in at a mall, outlet and you leave the timer on, well, you're not going to be charging. You're going to walk away from the car, and the stupid thing's just going to sit there. It's not going to charge because the timer's on. It's waiting for that specific time you told to charge at. So there's a bypass button inside the car, and sometimes I forget to hit that thing, and that's where those lights come in really handy. Oh, it's timer's on. So it's really, I got tons of it. It lets me know if the charge has been interrupted. The lights will, these lights tell you all kinds of things. They let you know if a charge has been interrupted. It lets you know if your charge is finished on a traction battery and now it's charging your 12-volt system. It lets you know that. Lots of information on these lights. And then with the ENV200, they're even giving you information about your inverter, if you're using an inverter on your van, which is really cool. And so tons of information from those just three lights, and it gives you lots of information, and I use it. I love it. I love it. I love these lights. I love them. And so that's a big bonus on this car, having those lights. So as far as technology, this stuff is just so high tech. This car is just, it feels like it's so futuristic feeling. It really is. And with, like I said, with Japan the way it is, we've got the future now over here. The model is set with our charging stations and our EVs that we have available to us. This is a viable future, and it's only going to get better. The battery technology is just improving all the time, every year, guys. It's just getting better. When I was a child, I always wanted, I always thought it would be cool, not only to have my own car, of course, but to have my own fueling station at my house. I thought, how cool would that be? It'd be so cool. And think about it, guys. If you guys had a fuel station at your house, would you really need a car with a 15, 30 gallon, whatever it is, 15, 20 gallon tank? Most likely no. You would need a big enough tank to go your 100, majority of your driving, 150, 200 mile drive. You really would. You wouldn't need much bigger than that. And so, because you get home, you put the pump in there and you fill it up. And in a few seconds you're ready to go again, and right from your house. It'd be so cool. Oh, I got that. That's so cool. I've got that with this car. And what's really cool is I can stick the thing into my car and not even worry about it. The car will fill itself up automatically when it's time, and no smell, no stink. It's just so cool. It's such a future feeling car. Almost forgot this part. But I had to film on a different camera, that's why I almost forgot. Another nice feature that the Nissan Leaf offers, as well as the EMV, this does work on the EMV as well, I tested it out, is Leaf Spy. I don't believe this is available on either car. BMW doesn't offer anything like this, and I don't think Tesla has anything like this. I don't think anybody's cracked the codes on their CAN language to offer anything like this. There was a brilliant man I talk about in one of my previous videos that cracked the code, and he invented this software, and it just became available for the iPad, and I love it. I love this app. Let's see here. Gotta put that back to normal. I can't do it. Oh, that's miles. That's why. Let me see. I switched this over to show you guys in miles what I have for range and everything. And this is my battery temps right now. These are my battery temps. These are my GIDs. And 27%. State of charge is only 36.5%. 5.9 kilowatts hours remaining. And yeah, I just love the screen. It tells, I get all kinds of great information from here. If you tap here, you can get different graphs. It tells you what's going on with your batteries. Even charging status. How it gives you graphs on your charge and what your charger is putting out for kilowatts and things. Now this is a new graph. I've never seen this before. It's an updated version. It offers an elevation and speed graph. I'm not even sure what this is for, but it's pretty cool. I don't know what that's for though. And then there's your typical graph. Tells you what each your batteries, is that cells or is that well, there's the shunts. These are telling you your batteries and making sure they're all level. I'm not sure if that's your cells or the groups of cells. Anyways, there's my amp hours, 61.75. I think when it's brand new, it's 66 amp hours. State of health is 94%, like I said earlier. I have 91 quick charges and 369 level 2 charges on it. And yeah, so this is a really cool app. I love using this app to keep track of my batteries, and this also helps me with my driving and getting my best range possible. And yeah, this is another feature that it just, for a tech junkie like me, it's just really cool. I just love it. It's just, they have things like this for ICE cars. They do some really cool thing like torque. I think one's called torque something, and you can get it if you have an OBD2 Bluetooth or Wi-Fi device thing. It's down here. I have a Wi-Fi version because with the Apple devices you need a Wi-Fi module. So this is a Wi-Fi OBD2, and you plug that in, and you can get all this information from your car. Your car's constantly talking, and it's really cool. If you go into here, let's see, one more over. I thought I activated it. Let me take a look. Go into settings. Put this back to centigrade and meters, and enable service screen enable. Now you have this feature. Now I can actually go into read DTCs. And this is stuff that usually only your garage has access to, but I can actually access my computer, and it tells me, it does a scan of everything, and everything is fine. It looks like okay, not gonna say something about AV comm circuit. It could be because of that AV kit I put in the car. Probably that's what that's for, but it's because it's bypassing the brake pedal, so it's freaking it out a little bit. But the ABS, my airbags, my traction control, my charger, everything is on here, and I can check all by myself. I don't need to go to a garage and have it checked out that way. Another nice feature of that, actually, come to think of it, another nice feature about it is I can access my door locks, and I can adjust how I want them to work. If I want them to automatically lock, I have them set at 15 miles an hour to automatically lock up, and then when I put it in park mode, it automatically unlocks all the doors. And I like that. I like that feature. And you can mess around. You can do it just for the driver's side door only. It locks and unlocks. All kinds of cool things you can do. You can turn it off completely. So yeah, this is a really cool app. I really like it a lot, and it gives me information that that's where it's supposed to be at. No, 9.8. 9.8. Yeah, 9.8. And so it gives me tons of information that I didn't have before. What I found is, this is interesting. This is the range it shows on my car. 56 kilometers of range still. This says 46.8. I don't know why it's off, but and actually I think it can even go further than that, because I'm running at 9.8 kilometers per kilowatt hour right now, and so I can even go further than that. It was averaging about 147. This looks like it's averaging about 140 right now for range, and probably because of all the stops. But yeah, I think I can do. Seriously, if I went on a long trip, I still think I can make it before it went completely empty. About 150 kilometers, which is not bad. Not bad at all. All right, that's it for this part. So it's doing great. The mileage hasn't changed a bit, and that's really comforting. And I hope in my 2-year review of this car, it will almost be the same as well. I hope it doesn't drop too much from there. It'll be interesting to see. I'm as interested as you are. This is all new, and so please subscribe to my channel and keep watching, and so if you're sitting on the fence about whether to get electric or not, keep watching and let my experience let me do it for you. I've already invested the money into the vehicle. Let me do it for you, so you can know for sure whether it's going to be a doable situation for you or not. So you can buy the car, or not, I suppose. But if you buy the car, you're not going to be going through stress and worry about not range, but about battery life itself, like a lot of people do, because this is all new. The Model S came out in 2012, so we don't know what's going on with those batteries yet. Just like the Leaf that came out in 2011, 2010. So it's all new. We don't know what these batteries are going to be like, 5 or 6 years. At the 5 or 6 year point. We're getting close for the Leaf. The Leaf is at its 5-year mark right now, isn't it? 4-year mark. The Leaf is at its 4-year mark right now. So in a couple more years, we'll know for sure if this car is really a viable alternate to a fossil fuel car. I think most people own their car for about even in America, like I think 6 years is normal, and then maybe trade up or something. So let's, watch my channel, please, and hopefully we'll discover this together. This is a viable vehicle. I think it is. And keep in mind, Nissan's coming out, the next model, next generation Leaf, they've already said it's going to be a much better range vehicle. I don't know what it's going to look like, but the range is going to be much better. I've heard rumors of over 300 kilometers on one charge. I'm hoping they can get to a 200-mile range, like some of these other cars coming out soon, like the Bolt, and some other cars are promising to have in the future. So yeah, that'd be great. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope this helped a little bit with you guys wondering what's it like a year later. I hope that helped. And please subscribe.